Hey everyone, it's AlluringSimmer here, back with another speed build. Today I decided to make a wedding venue in The Sims, and I don't know what really inspired me to do this, but I've been meaning to do it for a while, and maybe it's because I feel like there's not a lot of stuff in game for weddings. And I was watching Little Simsy, and she was talking about how she wishes there was more stuff like for like wedding venues, maybe like an expansion, maybe not an expansion pack, but maybe a game pack that's like centered around weddings that would give us more items and like more gameplay. Maybe adding bachelor and bachelorette parties again, that would be really cool. um but I just thought it would be fun to build one because it's not really like in the game already. There's no pre-made wedding lots. So I was like, let me make one that I could use for Sims maybe in the future if I decide to do some gameplay. Um, so when I used to play The Sims 3, I used to build like all my wedding venues like this. I used to build a lot of lots like this actually, where I try to make it so that pretty much everything that your sim needs is on that lot so they don't have to travel. In The Sims 3, it's a little bit easier because SimCity was open world, so it didn't take as much for you to like move your sim from one lot to another. There would be no loading screen, not a lot of waiting time in between. But in The Sims 4, because there is or because there are loading screens between lots, it makes it kind of more difficult to have things where you have like an event like a wedding and you have everything on different lots because you have to wait to travel between each lot. So I was like, let me make it so this has everything, including the wedding venue, reception area, like a little place for them to hang out, and a spot where they can pretty much do everything that they need to do. So I decided to do an outdoor wedding. Um, in my mind, I'm envisioning that it would be fall, although it kind of gives off spring vibes with all the flowers and stuff I put. But just bear with me. It's a fall day, and that's kind of why the aesthetic is a little bit more like neutral brown tones, which you'll see later on with the rest of the build. But this part is definitely very like colorful and bright. I really like these chairs. The I really like these chairs from luxury party stuff because I feel like they fit the theme of like a wedding. And I don't feel like there's a lot of other items that you could really use depending on the style of wedding that you're going for. I added a lot of these like purple flowers and added a few like pink ones in between to kind of go with the backdrop that I made. And I used the wedding arch that came with the Country Living game pack. Is it Country Living? I think so. But yeah, this part was really fun to like build and decorate because it's probably the simplest part of the build. You just had to put down some chairs and like a place where your Sims would get married. And personally, I don't think it was until recently that your Sims would actually sit at the wedding because there was a bug that was in the game for such a long time. And your Sims would just stand and watch, so you'd place all these chairs down for them to just not use it. But now they do use it. So I was like, let me make the most of it. The only thing is, I wish you did not have a limit to the amount of Sims you could invite. I'm sure with like mods, there's probably a way to invite more Sims than the game allows. But I think you can only invite like 15 or 20 or something like that. But obviously, there's going to be like so many empty seats. And I feel like the Sims would like sit like far apart from each other. So it's like it just makes your wedding look a little bit empty if you want to take pictures and stuff. But that's the least of my worries since I don't really do much gameplay. Here, this was kind of fun. I wanted to keep the archway and the gate, but I think I ended up settling on just the gate just because it didn't like meld together the way I wanted it to. Um, and then this is the part where we started working on another area of the build. And this is where it comes in where I'm like thinking about how to incorporate like all the different parts of the wedding onto one lot, which is why I chose such a large lot. But afterwards, I was thinking maybe it could have been on a slightly smaller lot because this would require a lot more landscaping than I actually did. However, I wanted to keep more of the focus on like the wedding stuff, so there is not a lot of landscaping in this build. I really wanted to use these like lights from the toddler stuff pack. Like I had the vision before I even started this build, and I think maybe that's what inspired me to like do a wedding venue, is because I really wanted to like use these lights on like a dance floor. Um, I really liked how the brown poles looked a little bit better. The only thing is the lights from the toddler stuff pack, they changed to pink if you change the pole to brown. And then I was trying to like meld it with the poles themselves, but then they kind of like glitched through so you could see both, and I was like, okay, we'll just settle with the beige looking ones. And then here I added some tables around the dance floor so people could sit and watch and maybe like go to the bar and grab drinks. I made the actual reception area separate from this, but I wanted to have a seating area outside too. So if your Sims want to eat and like watch them dance, or if they want to eat inside, then they have the option to do so. Here's me figuring out the layout of how I wanted the bar to go. So originally I was just gonna have it like on the grass and have a little bit more like simple and laid back, but then I ended up adding a platform similar to the one that's used for the dance floor, and I added like a little backdrop behind the bar just to make it look a little bit more fancy, and I think it turned out pretty good. I was kind of obsessed with this like adding florals or floral patterns or just flowers as the landscaping for things. And so I did that for the backdrop of the bar, and I think it turned out pretty good. And then I added more of the little viney flowers at first, but I realized I felt like it was a little too much. When I made this backdrop, I was thinking of those like photo areas that you'll see sometimes at like ice cream stores, or like, I don't even know how to explain. If you go to like a nightclub or something, sometimes they'll have like these backdrops, which are purely there just because they know that people are going to use that to take like photos and stuff. So I was like, let me make the back of it look nice. So if people wanted to take photos in front of it, then they could. In reality, they would have to probably go behind the bar maybe when it's like closed down, but I just thought it looked really nice and it would look cute for like your Sims photos. Um, so then here I was just adding in like little extra details because I wanted to make it, I don't know, a little bit more intricate. And then I added some bar stools, just so your Sims would have somewhere to sit by the bar. And then I added some flowers onto the tables for the like wedding decor. I feel like the theme for this wedding is pretty much, there's a lot of like purple, pink, and red. But when you get to the interior where I had like the reception area, it's a lot of like white, gold, and brown. So I think that's where like the autumn aesthetic came into play, because I used a lot of browns with just like the colors to kind of add the pop. And now here I am adding in windows. I was going for like somewhat of an industrial style. So I used these windows from Spa Day, and I think the door is also from Spa Day, which I don't think I ever really use in builds, but I decided to use it today. And that door, I honestly don't remember what pack that's from, but I don't think I've ever used it in a build, and I actually really like it. So I should maybe use it more often. I just extended the pathway a little bit around the lot to make everything sort of connect in a way. And then this is the part where I'm creating the reception area, where they would have like the cake and like the dinner. In hindsight, I probably would have added another like small table where you could put like the cake on, so it's like a little bit of a display table. But your Sims will probably be able to place it on any table they want and still be able to use it to have the first slice. For some reason, there's no like cake decor item, which to me, I'm like, if we ever got like a wedding pack, I feel like that would be a cute thing to add, because sometimes you want it there like on the lot beforehand just for like the aesthetic purpose. And I'll be honest, especially when I would host weddings on like a different lot, I would tend to like forget the cake. So even if they don't actually get to eat the cake, I would like it to be present on the lot so we can still pretend that it's there, if that makes sense. Um, I really liked how the table like turned out. I think it looks really cute. I was trying to figure out a way to like have string lights go across. I think I settled on these ones. No, I think I decided not to put any lights over it at the end because I just thought it looked better without. And I just put that like center chandelier piece. And then I added some curtains to cover the windows. The only thing is I didn't want to cover all of the windows because the curtains that I really liked cover them completely, and I was like, it kind of removes the aesthetic of having those kind of windows. So I ended up only covering up one and then using these like curtains that have like leaves over it. And again, trying to fit like the fall theme, even though it doesn't look like fall in this build. But that's the intention behind it. Like if I were to actually use this lot for a wedding, I would probably have the wedding in the fall because that was just the idea for when I think that this wedding would take place. Then I added another little bar area on the interior, so they can have drinks and stuff inside as well. I added a little wine cooler. Is it a wine cooler? I don't know if that's like a wine fridge. And then some cabinets for like extra storage. And I really liked how this area of the lot turned out. But now we're getting pretty close to the end. I think I just added in some extra details like onto the tables. And then we went to the other side of this lot where I added a like huge fountain. It was the first time that I was able to like use that fountain and have it make sense. And it just looks so nice with this build. And I added a few like benches around it, so your Sims would have somewhere to sit. I also added that little, well, I guess not little, that huge like screen inside where like maybe they could play like a wedding video or something during the event. Or like realistically, since you can't do that in The Sims, they could probably just like watch a movie or TV. I realized I don't think I put a bathroom on this lot, even though I did mention how I wanted it to meet like every single need of your Sims. When I upload this to the gallery, I'll probably add one of those like outdoor toilet areas so that your Sims will be able to use it and won't have to travel to another lot or cheat their needs. But I think that was my intention in the first place, and I just forgot to add it in the end. So whenever you download this from the gallery, if you choose to, there will be a bathroom for your Sims. They won't have to deal with a full bladder. But there will be screenshots at the end with everything that's on this lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you want to see more videos like this. Be sure to check the description for all my other socials. Also follow me on Twitch if you aren't already. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I think now I'm going to start streaming at 7 p.m. and I hope to see you there. Bye guys.